In a faraway land beyond the hills and rivers, there lived a simple man from the countryside. He had one dream: to enter the place called the law, where truth, justice, and meaning were said to live. People told tales of its beauty and power, and the man believed that once he entered, his life would be complete. So, packed some food, tied his shoes, and began his long journey on foot. He walked through forests, crossed rivers, climbed hills, and passed villages. He asked people for directions, and finally one day he reached the gate of the law. The gate tacked Ika, earth. There was a tall, open door. It was wide and welcoming, but just. In front of it stood a gatekeeper, a large man dressed in dark clothes, with a long beard, shiny boots, and eyes that watched every movement. He looked powerful and dangerous. The man from the countryside stepped forward and said politely, "Sir, I have come to enter the law. May I go in?" The gatekeeper looked at him carefully and replied, "Not now." The man was confused. But why not? "Isn't the law open to everyone?" "It may be," said the gatekeeper, "but not at this moment." The man looked at the open door behind the gatekeeper, stood there, silent, glowing softly. He said, "If it's not now, may I wait until the time comes?" The gatekeeper smiled slightly. "You may wait. But remember, I am only the first gatekeeper. Behind me are many others, each more powerful than me. Even I cannot bear their presence." The man decided to sit down beside the door and wait. He placed a small stool near the gate and sat. He waited a whole day, then another, then a week. Months passed, seasons changed, snow came and melted. Flowers bloomed and fell, and still he waited. Every now and then he asked, "Can I enter now?" The gatekeeper always replied, "Not yet." Man tried to please the gatekeeper, gave him small gifts, a coin, a slice of bread, a handmade comb. The gatekeeper accepted them and said, "I take them only so you don't feel you missed anything." But the door remained closed, or rather open, yet impossible to cross. Years passed. The man's beard grew long. His back became curved. He never left his place beside the gate. He listened carefully to everything the gatekeeper said. He studied every part of his robe, his boots, his expressions. He feared the gatekeeper deeply. He dared not try to rush in. The silence as the years turned into decades. The man grew weaker. He forgot the taste of fruit, forgot the sound of his village. He had only one purpose now: to be allowed to enter. No one else ever came to the gate. He thought many times, where are the others? Why is no one else asking to enter? But he said nothing. He only waited. Sometimes he dreamed of running past the gatekeeper, but he never had the courage. Sometimes he cried in his sleep. Sometimes he smiled for no reason. The long wait had become his whole life. Final questions one day. As he lay near the end of his life, he could barely move. His voice was faint, his eyes almost closed. He called out to the gatekeeper one last time, "Sir. I have one final question." The gatekeeper leaned down, hearing the weak voice. "All these years," the man whispered, "I waited. I never saw anyone else come. Why is that?" The gatekeeper looked into the man's eyes and said gently, "No one else could come here. This door was made only for you." The man's eyes widened. His breath slowed. The gatekeeper added, "Now, I will close it." And with that, the door to the law, always open, always near, was shut forever. The man had waited all his life for permission to enter a place that was meant for him all along. But his fear, respect for rules, belief in authority held him back. The story reminds us, sometimes, the barriers we face are not real walls, but ones we build in our minds. If we wait too long, the door that was always ours may close. Forever. Thanks for watching. If you really like the story, please do like, share, subscribe, comment on my channel World Stories. See you on next video.